Let's do it. Now, unfortunately, I hate to spoil it to you, but this one's a race.
Time to get moving.
But it's a lot of fun, though, because it's a race with moon gravity. It's also, somehow, we're driving this on Mercury, and the vehicle is not melted. Don't ask me how. But I believe, dude, I don't think you can play as any of the bonus vehicles in these, so I think it's limited. You get to pick who you want to drive as, but I think Ramdozer's the best one overall because it has the fastest speed. They couldn't fit the police car and the muscle car and shit on the space shuttle. There's not enough room. They had to fit the mining dump truck on there that took up all the damn space. Whoops. Here we go. I like how when they try to draw the ground on the jump back there, you can kind of see through it. It's not perfect polygon. There it is. All right. We did the race on Mercury. That's what had to be done up there. There's a racetrack on Mercury. Now we're going to Venus. We went to Mercury. We went to Venus. There you go. You saw that planet orbiting in the background too. This one appears to be this is another backlash stage. We have space debris on Venus, I think. Which is okay, sure. I buy that. You know, if you guys want to talk about space debris on Venus, y'all ought to read about the probes that were sent to Venus. Russia, I believe, they did send a probe to Venus to see, you know, what's up there. And it's so acidic and so toxic that I think the probe lasted like an hour before it just disintegrated. So that's that's your little factoid about Venus. Is that it's not worth it to send probes out there because they will just disintegrate. Meanwhile, NASA's they reconnected with Voyager 2, which is like some ridiculous amount of light years away from us. It's like out of the... Isn't Voyager 2 out of the solar system by now, and NASA still is able to connect with it? But yeah, the shit that they put on Venus basically just melted. So basically the point I'm trying to make is that if there was space junk on Venus, I think that problem would solve itself. Also, something Liminar from Venus, and that's like the most toxic planet that'll melt you. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. End quote, Neil Armstrong. I just really took so long on there so you guys could appreciate the helicopter flyover song that they kept playing. It's still a silver medal too. That's actually not too far away from a gold. A gold is 320. We missed it by 5 seconds. I feel like we missed it by like 5 minutes. Holy crap. And we go to Mars. By the way, you got Mercury, you got Venus, you got Mars. We skipped Earth because we just did about 70 stages on Earth. Now we got Mars. This stage, you may notice we have some friends back there. Somehow, the evil bulldozers from the Pac-Man levels made it to Mars. And there's even less gravity here. By the way, if you touch the bulldozers on this stage, they will kill you. They will still kill you, so don't touch them. Don't do it. can't hit any of these balls. This is like my least favorite secret stage. No! Fuck. The absolute disregard for, like, reality in this game, as, like, the further you get, is hilarious to me. I'm hitting all the hard ones. Like, the ones that are actually being guarded by the bulldozers, I'm clipping those pretty easily. That's a hit, come on. That was also a hit. Alright, let's see. Oh, none of that hit me. I think the trick is that you need to kind of get a running start on some of them. There we go. No, not even a hit. I was gonna say you need to get a running start, but I feel like the bulldozer just gets random bursts of speed whenever it feels like it. Like, no, we're not hitting that one. We're, like, way off. Okay. No more idly cruising around. Boom. Target neutralized. Son of a bitch. How hard is it to hit some balls in space? I can't hit any of these over here. Yes, thank you. I don't know how I got that much air off that jump, but however I did that, I gotta do that again right here. Is that it? Is that it? Alright, so I can... There's no more of these are being guarded by the evil bulldozers of death. So as long as I don't fuck this up... Oh my god! As long as I don't do almost exactly what I just did right there, we've got this. Okay, I'm trying to line this. I'm trying to line this one up. That's a hit right there, right there. How? I've done this before. I swear to God, I've done this before. Is it because this is how you do this? You just get a big ass running start and you just fucking floor it. Oh my God, that is how you do it. Okay. We got to figure it out. We figured it out. There's something really rewarding about just sending it flying like that. Right, this is it. This is it. Cranking up the big balls. There it is. There it is. That's not it. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. I don't know how that wasn't it, but it wasn't. Going long. You kidding me? Now we're just overshooting it? First one's not long enough. Second one, way too long. We're almost touching the stars. We're jumping so high, we're touching the stars. You know what they say, shoot for the moon. Even if you fail, you'll just die in the cold vacuum of space. Here it is, right here, right now. There it is. Beautiful. They think they give you 20 minutes to do that fucking stage, that's why. That's a promotion, you guys. We blew up the spheres on Mars. That's a promotion. You're damn right it is. Leveling legend. I thought that said living legend. I would have been like, that's a gold? How was that a gold? It took me forever. These gold medal times are set real. And then we go to Neptune. We go to Mars, Venus. No. Mercury, Venus, Mars. And then you're thinking, well, the next one's got to be Jupiter. Nope. We're skipping all the way to Neptune. And it's also a race. It's also another backlash stage. For some reason, I don't know. And the frame rate here, as it tries to draw, just take it all in. Just take it all in. It's a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty. gorgeous. I don't know why this is a race course and they only give you the option of... Nice polygons over here, by the way, where this is overhanging. It's all drawn like shit. I don't know why they only give you the option of backlash for this stage. It's not a very good race truck. Also, because of the weird gravity, you're basically spending the entirety of the course on your side. Everybody wave hi to the side of the track you can see through over there. Yeah, we skipped Jupiter, we skipped Saturn. Didn't go to Uranus. We went to Neptune, though. And this game was made back when Pluto was still a planet. It was still considered... It hadn't been downgraded to dwarf planet and then kicked out of the... You know, voted out of the island or whatever. One of my favorite Pluto memes from when that was a thing... it was a picture of Pluto from a telescope, and it said, "Dear NASA, your mom said I was big enough." All right, that's it. Neptune is the final goof off stage. It doesn't go any further than that. So you got 2 races, 2 destruction stages. It's really weird that they only put the 4 planets there. I feel like I can see why they didn't do all 9 planets or I guess all 8 other planets at the time, I guess, but it would have been a lot of fun to do like obviously one of the gimmicks was like with the moon and stuff like that, there's low gravity, right? So you're just flying through the air. But if they did Jupiter as a stage, where like you have to backlash and wreck things, it would have been interesting for them to do that where it's twice the gravity, so you can't jump or something like that, to increase it so that you don't just fly around through space all the time. But that's every stage in Blast Corps, and you know, even with like Pluto, it would have been interesting to make it so that like maybe the level's so small because Pluto was a small planet. Maybe it's such a small planet you could see the curvature, and maybe it'd be like a Mario Galaxy style stage. I don't know if that would have been something accomplishable on the N64, but you never know. It would have been. They could have done a lot more with the planet stages than they did, but at least I'm glad that they're there. Also, Necros after playing as the dump truck for so long, to infinity and the dump. Well, that bounced off the microphone. Sorry for that. That's one. That's a miss. That's a miss. But that is every stage in Blast Corps. From Shuttle Island is usually where the any percent runs end, and I usually show you guys the moon saying, hey, there's some bonus stages here, but we got Mercury, we got Venus, we got Mars, we got Neptune. Those are the only extra planetary stages they have. And then we actually went through and found every single transceiver to unlock all of these stages. With very few exceptions, all the little dot stages, we skip all of them in the course of doing an 80% run for Extra Life. So like I said, every time we feature this game as part of the marathons, and I always tell you guys, it's so worth checking out because there's so many fun things to do. This is all what I was referring to. I mean, there's a lot of variety here. It's not just knocking down the buildings to get to the missile truck. You know, it's more than that. There's all of these crazy stages. Some of them are really hard. Some of them are really easy. Some are fun. Some are a pain in the ass. You know, it's a good game. Also, Necros, can't believe we didn't get a sun stage driving the vehicle around. Wouldn't that have been some shit though? Like, no, but like really, if there was a sun stage and they gave you J-Bomb and it was just like the volcano stages, like you couldn't touch the insides and the bottom of the volcano without dying. So there's like one little like floating landing pad on the sun, and you have to break stuff on the sun without touching the sun. That would have been fucking cool. I mean, it wouldn't have made any sense, because it's like, well, the robot would disintegrate, but they put him on fucking Mercury, so who cares? But remember how in, like, Ironstone Mine, there was the platform where we parked the ramdozer on it, and we picked it up with the crane, and then moved it over, and then walked across the bridge to get to the other platform where we had moved the crane? What if it was like, you had these big platforms, you had the ramdozer on one of them, you had to push TNT crates, whatever it was, then you have to get out and walk across the bridge, and Backlash is waiting there, then you had to, you know, do all that, then you have to get out and you have to walk to the next one, then they got Sideswipe with the rams, then you have to get, like, that would have been so cool, is to have like a gauntlet of mastering one vehicle, getting out, crossing a bridge, getting into another one, getting out, crossing the bridge. Like, that would have been a fucking amazing bonus stage. It would have taken forever to do, but I would have been happy to play it. That would have been a lot of fun. Like, there's so many, like, when you start playing these bonus stages, you start getting really impassionate about, like, oh, they could have done this, they should have done that, they could have done this. And it's just such a bummer that, like, they never made a sequel to this game. I guess it's really not a game you could do a sequel to, because they already started recycling ideas in it. So, you know, there's just a lot of things that they could have done, that maybe they should have done, that would have made the game a lot of fun. But as it stands, it's still a fantastic game. That's every stage in the game. So that's Blast Corps. Every stage. Like I said, when we do the marathon stuff, I'm always like, oh, we gotta play it. You guys see all the other stages. Well, now we've done it. Now we've done it. Go through the Stargate to go break shit in other galaxies. Breaking, like, space needles and weird, like, alien structures and things like that, just for the hell of it. They could have done one of those. They could have easily have made a bunch of, because they made a bunch of assets that only appear on the moon. So they could have very easily made a bunch of assets that only appear on, like, Saturn, where there's, like, an alien civilization or something like that, where there's just goofy shit. So it's there's a lot of things they could have done, but as it stands, Blast Corps, I know that we play a lot of crap on this show, but Blast Corps is a game that's different to me. It's a good game. It is a ton of fun, and I really highly recommend you check it out for the 64. It's available through Rare Replay on the Xbox One, and it's one of those games that has it's come around in recent years. People have begun to appreciate it for the game it is. It was Rare's first game on the 64. People were either distracted with Donkey Kong Country, which was Rare's other game series that was still going on at the time, or they were too absorbed in just other games for the 64. Rare hadn't yet become that powerhouse on the console. They hadn't hit that winning streak. So Blast Corps was the game that people forgot about for a really long time. But I've always stood up for it. I've always been like, this is a game you gotta play. I still say that, even though y'all have just seen this. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're catching this, even if you saw all 3 streams or whatever, you've seen all the game has to offer. But it's a lot of fun. It's fun to play. It's hard to master. Every vehicle feels different. Even when you do the bonus stages, like the bonus vehicles you unlock, they feel different. You got to get used to how each one works, and it's just a lot of fun. There hasn't been a game like it since, and there was never another game like it before it, and it's just kind of its own little thing. And that's a rarity when it comes to video games, because so many other games you just you can see vestiges and inspiration from other things in them. Blast Corps stands by itself. It is one hell of a game, and it's worth playing. But as I say that, I know that we had some bits earlier, some Twitch pennies from Goose, who did 20, and I'm trying to make some in there, and I can't quite make it in there. Nope, not like that. Now, we also did get a few more from Necro saying Blast Corps 2, Blast Off, where they go to other planets. I was trying to think, like, how would you do a sequel to Blast Corps? Would it be, oh my god, I'm gonna throw one more. Would it be like a same shit, different day type of approach, or would it be like, you know what would be interesting? I'm gonna start throwing the ones on the desk that landed while I'm talking about this. What would be interesting is if they, but then again, some people might get uppity because they're like, oh, why'd you have to put politics in my video games? What if they, like, really, they all just toilet bowled out? What if they found a way to, like, mix in, like, the climate change crisis with them just tearing down shit or something like that? Or, like, it's an urgent, it's like an urgent emergency where if they have to knock down the old crappy power plants and put in the solar. It might be a little too preachy, but I'm trying to think what other disaster could be prevented with a lot of fucking construction trucks just driving over shit, right? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many... I'm trying to think, what else could you do with a whole fleet of big-ass mining vehicles just itching to tear things down? Like, it's... But then again, I'm sure, like, the vehicles themselves are just causing more pollution by running, because a big-ass mining truck, I mean, it's not exactly fuel efficient, but, you know, it would be a Blast Corps sequel. It would be interesting because, like, especially in modern day, because it's been, like, almost 25 years since the first game came out, so you could have the crew, and they're just older now, and they're all kind of grizzled. There's like, looks like we're back to this shit again. And they could add stuff to their fleet, maybe. They could have, like, a Blast Corps monster truck could replace, like, Skyfalls, so you just crush things like that, or who knows? Who knows? It would be a lot of fun. Demonic Void says, what about with the shitload of mining vehicles, you could build a hospital for the coronavirus patients in about a week. Oh my god. I could talk about Blast Corps forever. Like I said, it's a fantastic game. It's a phenomenal game. You guys know when I get passionate about stuff, I'm going to be nonstop about it. But I can't recommend the game highly enough. It's a lot of fun. I actually own the North American version, and I own the Japanese version as well, where it's known as Blast Dozer. And I've actually never beaten Blast Dozer, and the reason for that is because, you know, kind of like how whenever games get released in different regions, how the difficulty gets messed with sometimes? Blast Dozer, the Japanese version, is actually harder than the North American version, because in many of the levels, the carrier truck moves more quickly. And they took out the glitch, the trick where holding the Z button in front of a building will demolish the building. That doesn't work anymore. So a lot of stages are made more difficult because you either can't cheese them or the truck is moving faster. And I've beaten every level in Blast Dozer. Of the main levels, I've beaten every main level except for Oyster Harbor, the one where you have to shoot the things and then get in the ram dozer and put the TNT down and then move it and then move the blocks around and then park the boats the right way and get the TNT and hit the building at the... That one... That whole mess is the only one I have not beaten yet, because I get to the point where I get the last two boats into place, and then you have to take that first boat to get the TNT, and by the time I get the TNT and I'm heading back, the truck rams into where that boat is supposed to be, and it blows up, because it moves faster on that stage, and I haven't beaten it yet. So one of these days, I'll be able to say I've beaten Blast Dozer, the Japanese version, but that day has not come yet. So, Blast Corps, though, it's a great game. It's not worth a whole lot of money. A lot of collectors' places, the value is between $5 and $15 for a loose cartridge. If you're paying more than $10, it's probably too much. So that $10 range for a loose copy is where you want to be, and you will I guarantee you will have $10, at least $10 worth of fun with it your first time around. So, thank y'all for coming out to the stream. This has been Gatorbox. I'm Draco. This is Ness. Thank y'all for the Twitch pennies, for all the support, for the resubs. It means a lot to me. And next week is Valentine's Day, so if you're feeling lonely, if that feel when no girlfriend, you want to come down to Gatorbox, we're going to be playing Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball 2. So... you can come look at the pretty ladies with all of us. Anyways, that's been Gatorbox. I'm going to roll the credits. Coming up next, of course, is The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross. So thank y'all for coming out. Hey, thanks for checking out Gatorbox on YouTube. We really appreciate it. If you like what you saw and you want to kick around with us live, follow us on Twitch, because we do this several times during the week.
If you want to support this channel, you can do so by subscribing right here on YouTube, following or subscribing over on Twitch, or even making a pledge on Patreon. Your support over the years has been tremendous. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video right here on Gatorbox.